So hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Frankie's Fixes, where I endeavour to solve your design dilemmas. Now, if you have a room or a space that you would like fixing, all you've got to do is go to the form on the homepage and submit it. Now this week we are looking at Alicia's spare room dash office, which just isn't working for her.
Hi Frankie, I'm Alicia and I would love your help transforming this space. At the moment it is trying to be a home office and also a welcoming guest bedroom, and it's sort of not doing either thing very well. It's quite cluttered and I would love your help with creating some smart storage solution so the room can feel sort of polished and professional as well as welcoming. I'd love your help with a desk, a workspace that can have a laptop and also a sewing machine on it, because creativity is quite a big part of my job. I'd also love one polished corner or angle so I can have online meetings, recordings and content creation from this office. Looking forward to your help. Bye.
So as you can see from Alicia's video, she has what is serving as a guest bedroom but also a home office. And it's always quite tricky to find the balance of it being a lovely relaxing room for your guests, but also probably most of the time a practical but calming space and creative space to work in. So the first thing I've done with Alicia's room is I have chosen a very soft palette, quite a bedroomy palette, but at the same time a calming space where she can be creative. Now, I saw in the video that she had a little sign on her door which had a swan on it, and I think swans are the motif for her business. So I've chosen this lovely swan wallpaper by Laura Ashley from B&Q. She said in the video that she wanted a corner to do content creation and have as a nice backdrop when she's doing Zooms and things. So if you are working from home and you do have a brand, do think about how you want your brand to be represented if you're doing content creation or if you're on Zooms and having business chats with a backdrop. Now, the sofa is instead of the single bed, which she's currently got there. It's a click-clack sofa bed, and they're really, really kind of practical because it doesn't take up a huge amount of space. It's probably smaller than the space that her single bed is, which isn't really looking great. And if you're doing Zooms and things, you look like you're in a bedroom. This will make it look like you're in more of an office. But then when you do have guests over, you have a nice bed for them. And it's in a lovely sort of soft, velvety suede texture in a very dusky pink, which I really, really like. Pink and green is one of my favorite combinations. So the other thing I've added is this lovely pink Art Deco mirror. It's the same sort of dusky pink as the sofa, and I think if I put it above the sofa, not only does it have that sort of glamorous feel for a bedroom, but also would work really nice as a backdrop for Zooms and content creation. Then on the window, I put a nice roller blind. She has sort of short curtains. These curtains don't really work and they don't really look that kind of professional, and actually for a guest room, it's really nice just to have a nice blackout blinds. Then I've added this lovely desk. Now this is a soft sort of minty green, not dissimilar to the wallpaper, just to bring in the greens a bit more. It's got rattan inlays in the drawers and in the cupboards, so that kind of picks up the lampshade that she's already got. And this should fit a laptop and her sewing machine, but also because there is an issue with storage in this room, there are 2 cupboards and 3 drawers, so she's got a lot of space to store things with. And then I've just put a soft boucle chair, very stylish, again very good for Zooms or if you're doing content, nice shaped chair to be by the desk. Now, I often go on about boucle because it's not the most practical of fabrics, but in a spare room dash office, it's really nice and it's very stylish. Then, to tackle the storage, it's really difficult when you're working from home. I have it as well, how you find storage. I'm a great believer in baskets, and actually what I've chosen here is very versatile storage, because sometimes cupboards can be very dominating, and actually as time passes you may not need them as much, or you may want to just display books. So these open shelves, which are all from IKEA, are the best thing to do. So we have the open shelving, which you can have as many baskets as she likes going in there. Then round the corner going towards the door, it's the same unit, but instead of having it vertically, I put it horizontally. So this acts as a kind of nice sideboard, have a nice lamp on it, again have some baskets for the storage, but also you can have some nice books or some nice ornaments. It feels a bit more bedroomy. And then to the right of the desk by the window is just another little smaller one, which has got really useful drawers and then sort of filing space, which is perfect. I've kept the accessories quite minimal. A couple of lamps The sofa comes with cushions and it just creates this sort of calming space, because the other thing you want to do is if you are sort of transforming the space between office and spare room, so you don't want to be faffing around with loads of bits and bobs who can transform them. You want it to be a really simple transformation. And the rest of the room looks organized, chic, calming, and I think quite good for a bit of branding and content creation in the background for her as well. So having done the mood board and product list, the team have now created, with the help of artificial intelligence, Alicia's spare room / office room reveal, so she can envisage how her room will look, having me fixed her design dilemma.
Hi Frankie, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the mood board and all your help redesigning the office spare room. You came up with so many ideas I hadn't thought of, and I love the idea of the swan wallpaper to really tie in the brand without it sort of screaming, and the different textures. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to put your ideas into action.
So I hope you've enjoyed this week's Frankie's Fixes, and don't forget, if you have a room or a space that you would like fixing, then just go to the form on the homepage. And don't forget to subscribe, here or here or here.